I'm finally starting to understand how to truly manifest. I listened. Abigail found me shortly before her mother's passing. I remember the deep grief and sadness in her voice, the pain and darkness that would consume her thoughts and dreams. "This is so painful. This is too hard," she would constantly say. Yesterday, less than a year later, she spoke about her business growth. The house her and her husband had manifested after 4 long years of searching. "I'm finally getting it. I'm still uncomfortable, but no longer terrified to take action on my dreams." Tears welling up in my eyes, my heart screaming, "Yes, yes, yes. This is it. The magic we all long for. The quick fixes we secretly subscribe to. The work that is required that not all are willing to do. The letting go, the surrender, and journey of becoming emotionally uncomfortable. The understanding that our children are not here to be fixed. Their behavior is not broken. The understanding that mother does not mean soul abandonment. The understanding that business growth does not mean time away from the relationships that matter most. Feeding our souls is not selfish. Healing our hearts does not mean we are broken. All our emotional discomfort is not bad. It simply means we've discovered how to love, which is the foundation for all manifestation. To love and be loved. Hello, hello. Welcome back. You may hear a lot of background noise, and that's because I am recording today's podcast on the beach in the Bahamas. And today's story was inspired by a client who joined our mastery program and then actually joined our mastery business program. And the reason why I wanted to share the story is because I find it so inspiring when I come across women who are willing to do the emotionally uncomfortable work in order to attract a life that they truly desire. Because if you were anything like me, you know that perfection does not exist. And it doesn't matter if you have personal goals or professional goals. This is truly about you honoring exactly how you want to feel. In order to, quote unquote, manifest, you have to know emotional intelligence. You have to understand how energy works. And if you don't understand how energy works, how the hell are you going to attract the energy that you desire? So oftentimes when people come in, they may feel stuck. They may be seeking clarity. But what I notice is the coping strategies that we develop, especially as women and humans in general, a lot of perfectionism comes out. The perfectionism that there is a right way to do anything. But when you can start to identify those micro habits that you can do on a daily basis, and for Abigail, that was a daily walk. She made it a non-negotiable. And when I was talking to her about this experience, I said, how did you get here? And part of it was, it's a concoction, right? It's the compound effect of doing things over and over and over again and not being attached to the outcome. Meaning that if you are specifically looking to get like a direct result, you have emotional attachment to, I'm going to do ABC and then this is going to happen. And there's judgment there. There's expectation. But when you really want to do something, create something, you have to be willing to let go of the outcome. You have to be willing to show up, to course correct constantly, asking yourself, how do I want to feel? What action do I need to take to get there? And then also, it's really annoying because you actually have to surrender to what is. And the one thing that I notice about manifestation is people are really addicted to the quote unquote good feelings. And I'm saying good because good is a judgment and bad feelings. So they think joy is a good feeling. And then they also think that, anger resentment is a bad feeling. But in reality, when we use any emotion on the emotional guidance scale to get us to a higher feeling state, when you truly discover how to look at your anger, how to look at your resentment, how to look at your overwhelm, feel into it and be like, why are you here? Like, why am I actually angry? Why am I resentful? And realize like, I didn't hold a boundary. I didn't honor what I needed. I've actually discounted my value for so long that I truly believe that my needs don't matter, right? I've been in this relationship, whatever relationship that is, with yourself or somebody else for so long that you have just got in this habit of discounting your value. So wherever you are on your emotional journey and whatever it is that you truly want to create in your life, remember these things. 1, it's a journey. It's a process. This is not a one and done. It's not a weekend course that is going to change your life forever. Everything is a practice. It's a practice of how you show up every single day to say, how do I want to feel? What am I doing to feel that way? And why am I feeling the way that I am right now? And the truth is, you won't always have the answer. Sometimes you have to become the detective for that day and feel into it. You have to journal, you have to go for that walk with yourself, and you have to kind of give your problems to someone else, meaning a higher power. Like you literally have to surrender and say, God, universe, source, I give you my I give you my problems. Here you go. I surrender. You get to help me now. And the interesting part about this conversation that I had with Abigail is her and I have different religious beliefs. But the premise is still the same. But when she was talking and she said, I just surrendered. I finally decided that to ask for help. Ask for help from God, ask for help from universe, source, whatever. And I went for my walk and I just said, okay, here's my challenge. Show me the way. And she got quiet enough where she could see the signs. She could see the breadcrumbs, right? But she truly surrendered. Like she felt that on an energetic level. She's like, I'm done. I'm done with this challenge. I want to solve it. And I think when we're all done in our lives, when we're truly done feeling a certain way, that's when we're ready to manifest. I don't believe it's about learning a specific tool or implementing something. I feel in my bones that when you are ready to receive what is available to you, that is when you will be willing to do the work, the inner work required to learn how to manifest what you want and desire. And as she was talking, I said to her, this is so much like conscious parenting when you think about it. Because if you think about how we've been culturally, everyone listening to this has their own beliefs. But when you think about this from a cultural perspective, we have been, or I personally have been conditioned to believe that God, the Father, right? And then we are his children. So I thought, okay, if you put this from a parenting perspective, you mother, right? And then if you're listening to this, you may or may not have children. But imagine what it's like when you are trying to control a child, when you're trying to control somebody else's behavior. Typically they react, they get defensive, they kind of like close off, right? They're not open to receiving. So that's typically us trying to control the manifestation process. We're like white knuckling it. Our energy is very like checkboxy, strategic, and we're just like boom, 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 boom. And anything that is unknown, we just don't trust it. We get angry and frustrated. We want to give up. So imagine what it's like being a child, right? Put yourself in your child's shoes, and the child is trying to control the outcome. You may or may not have one of those children. I specifically have one of those children. The child gets anxious, angry, overwhelmed, frustrated, and then to kind of counterbalance that, they want to emotionally control the situation because they feel they don't trust the process. And as a parent, you know what that's like, right? So I, right now, am raising a teenager who's trying to control certain areas of his life. And I can see, right, parent, God the Father, right? I can see how him trying to control certain situations is not life enhancing for him. But as a parent, it's not my responsibility to do the work for my children. It's just my responsibility to be a spiritual teacher for my child, to be the coach, to be the guide. And so every single time my children try to control a situation and say, I got it, I don't need you, that is the exact same thing when we, as children of God, universe, source, something bigger than us is at play. And we're like, I got this, I can do it myself, I'm an independent woman, I don't need any help. Then something bigger at play, universe, God, whatever, is kind of just hanging out, sitting there going, she's not ready. She's not open to receiving. She doesn't want to hear it. And so it was a big aha moment for me, because what I realized is a huge part of the manifestation process, wanting to create a life that feels good, wanting to create a career that's in alignment with how you want to feel, wanting to deepen your relationships, is all about connection and surrender. And so when you have a challenge and you're willing to ask for help, when you have a challenge and you're willing to be open to receiving, this is truly when magic happens. So I hope that was helpful for you today. If it was, I want to hear from you. 313-710-5199. And I look forward to seeing you inside the Facebook group so we can continue the conversation. There it is. You just listened to the Emotionally Uncomfortable podcast. If you want to take this conversation to the next level, head on over to our private Facebook group community, heatherchauvin.com/Facebook. My last name is spelled CHAUVIN. That's heatherchauvin.com/Facebook. Or you can text the word Facebook to 313-710-5199. That's 313-710-5199. It's a U.S. phone number, and text message rates will apply. Also, if you are a huge fan of this show, please rate and review it on iTunes. Every review helps another woman like you take back control of how she wants to feel and become emotionally uncomfortable. I truly believe the better we feel, the more alive we become. This is how we are going to change the world. And if you've been watching me for a while, if you've been on the fence and you're curious, how can Heather help me? Head on over to heatherchauvin.com/work with me to check out my mastery and mastery business coaching programs. That's heatherchauvin.com/work with me.